we should be live now.
Okay, I'll check the stream. Yeah, okay, looks good to me.
Okay.
Well, I don't know how the game sounds like.
You don't know what?
I don't know how the game sounds.
I'm sorry you cut out.
Uh, Let me try something. What's your push to talk?
I don't have push to talk on right now, but I want it for my mic for my OBS because
Okay.
I just see like a lot of static on.
I mean, what keys would you use though?
I would use right control.
Is this working?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. Yeah. The voice activity might be bad to like use PTT.
Mm. So, who do you think will do well in this first game? Any predictions?
Wait, so Beachin won the last league, right?
I think so. Or was it Oliver?
No, I'm pretty sure it's Beachin.
Let's see. No, he won summer. Yeah. So Beecheng won the last one.
Yeah, Beachin won the last one. Um, I mean, I'm kind of interested to see how Duo does this time actually, because it's his first final.
Is it also Cassandra or Yukiden's first finals?
No, Kitten was in the last one.
Okay.
She was in summer finals. Yeah, she did kind of badly, but I think that's kind of just her stuff.
I think she will redeem herself this time.
Do you think she's gonna win
Uh, I don't know, but I do think she's going to do better than last time. I
it?
think
Okay.
Oliver or Ashiuna might win this one. He's really strong.
Okay, what do you think about Duo?
M Duo, he's been on a really hot streak recently, so I don't really know.
I mean, I feel like if we look at all these players, Kitten and Alice are definitely the two aggressors, and then Duo is like kind of in between. I don't know how where his style goes. Like I think is more defensive, but I don't know if you have a take.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think he's like more an aggressive player or
Who M Duo or
yeah, I'm doing
I don't think he's very aggressive. I think he goes for slower, bigger hands.
okay, so it's like a counter puncher then.
Okay, so it looks like we're starting.
And I think Passion is like more of a defensive player. Starting off right off the bat. Doesn't look like anyone has any too strong hands. So especially Yuna has like a pretty good infuse shape, and if you can pair up on the Dora, that could be a lot of value.
Yeah. All already Ashima has 2 completed melds. Doesn't look like anyone else does, or has any, other than M-Duo, who has the 789 of Pinzu.
Yeah, it just drew into the 8-pin, which is pretty huge.
I feel as though M-Duo can pull some big, what's it called?
It
Junchan
looks like it's very
Sanshoku?
for either, yeah. Either Jinshan or Sanshoku, or perhaps both.
Yeah.
I mean, it says the commentator volume's a little low.
The commentator? Both of us,
Yeah,
or?
both of us, I think.
Okay, I can turn us both up.
Chi.
How's that?
Actually, in his Ishan 10, MJ doesn't elect to chi the Kantu pin for his Sanshoku, so he's gonna be playing Mensen most likely, which means Ashina has like a pretty big edge.
Yeah.
I'm a little surprised that Alice called the chi, but that's kind of his style, I think, kind of quick and reckless.
Yeah.
So this is a bit weird because his cards look like Honitsu, but at the same time not really. So like his calls look like Honitsu, right? But his
Yeah.
cards,
Mm-hmm.
and then both Ashina and Kitten see like a decent amount of Sozu, and Alice also didn't like call either like 8-so, 6-so, 5-so, so the chance that he has like Chinitsu is also kind of likely. So it does look like a Yagai, most likely. Right, Dua hits Ishan 10 for his um Sanshoku, but there's 3 2-pin hots, so it's looking
And
kind for
then
him.
Ashuna gets into Tenpai. Doesn't reach Chi.
Chi desu.
And M-Duo calls for Sanshoku only. And Ashuna would have had a Richi Patsumo. But takes a Tanyo Pinfu Sumo instead. Ashuna starts with 3 Dora. Shapes look pretty decent.
Looks pretty good. I think Kitten might have the best hand, although Ashina has the 3 Dora, so
I kind of like Alice's hand, though.
it's very like Toitsu-esque. So.
Yes, and
Oh,
there's another
dude.
Onko.
Okay, now his like Onko dance. I wonder when Kitten's gonna drop the Haku if she elects.
Do you think Alice would call it? Or pass?
For Toy Toy. So he might pass the first one, especially now that he has
Ishan
basically
10 for Suonko.
Bon desu.
Oh, he called it.
Oh, it looks like he takes it, yeah. So I mean, he has Moncon if he Timbos with Sonoko, but
Yeah.
and then he also does a lot of Fu as well. So I guess the Tempai is worth it. His dealer as well. And winning like 7-7 here is kind of nice, but at the same time, like if you win Sulanko here, you're in a really good shape going into the rest of the series.
Yeah. Is there a disconnect?
I don't know why he's pausing on the 8, so. of not making any progress. Oh, what's I'm doing? Oh, okay, so I'm doing pawns pay, and now Susie's gonna play this 3 months ago. And Alice's weight is dead because MDO is using one of the 6-1, and then Kitten doesn't look like she's gonna let go of the other 6-1. So...
And both Forsos are in M Duo's hand.
Right. So the only way this goes badly is if MDO draws into like 5-so, and then for some reason decides to get rid of like 8-1. She knows tried to pivot to Tanya, but he doesn't have any 6-1 to use either. So
whoa. Con again.
it's still Yishamten.
And now M Duo is Tenpai, not going to toss any of the winning tiles.
Oh, one's so safe for everyone, thankfully. Oh, and 7-pin? Yeah.
2 people Tenpai.
残念でしたわ。
I mean, Alice gets to keep his dealership, which is pretty big, and his hand's looking decent. Like 1 completed Mensu and then 1 reinvent, decent shapes. Duo's hand is kind of a weird, like, in between Cheetah and also a Mensu hand.
I think it's right here is when you... Oh, okay. I think Ashiuma's
like hard commit.
Yeah.
What about 6 Sanshoku? Oh, he didn't pawn though.
Like the 6, 7, 8 Sanshoku?
No, I meant 6 Sanshoku Doku.
Oh.
Yeah,
I mean, if you draw a 6-pin, I would probably not notice it.
I probably wouldn't notice it normally. But... Oh wait, and he drops the chin, so he's looking for the Pinfu hand and 6, 7, 8 Sanshoku, like you said.
Yeah. I felt like Ashiuma's hand was the most awkward at the start, but it looks like he's drawing into a Chanta looking hand.
Yeah, looks like there's more committing here. But Kitten hits Tenpai with 1 piece of weight. So Alice is using 2 of them in his hand. If Alice can draw into the 3rd one, then Kitten's in like a really bad spot. But it looks like Alice decides to fold. So we can still make it into Tenpai with Kitoi.
I feel as though at this point, Yukin needs to draw the last 3-so. Otherwise, no one's dealing in.
Yeah, Alice is definitely not dealing in. He can use it as an onco, and then MDuo can always pivot to Chitoi. But I mean, she still has like decent odds to draw the 3-so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like she also disabled Alice's hand outside of him drawing into Chitoi. So if Alice went like full Zensu, it was looking pretty scary for Kitten, but because of the Ricci, he decided to bail. How much would you respect like each of these players' Ricci's?
Me,
Yeah,
a fifth
like
turn Ricci, who isn't
yeah, from
dealer.
Kitten, I feel like so like if actually click the Ricci there, I would be a lot more scared. But with Kitten, I feel like it could be anything, so I would be a lot less scared, especially with two Dora in my hand.
Mm-hmm.
And um, how about you? Like, do you normally push into Kitten's Ricci's or?
Um, it depends on what my hand looks like. Uh, if my hand looked like Alice's hand, I probably would have pushed.
Right. Oh, but he makes it into
He makes it
Tenpai.
to Tenpai on a
Yeah,
4
like
pin,
almost.
and there's
And he gets
there,
it.
there it is.
タイヤをドラに
That's a bit unlucky for Kitten. There are two threes on the wall, but she didn't draw into either, and she built in. But when you see M2's hand, are you thinking like Shinizu?
I would think Chitoitsu first, but drop the non-Manzu non-pairs and hope for Chinitsu.
I think Shinizu is like the big value out here. And it's probably as fast as Chitoi, if not faster, if you can get some good calls.
Especially with 4 pairs in your starting hand, all in the same suit. And
Yeah,
then your
you
first draw is a 5th tile or another of that suit that isn't one of those pairs. I think you just start calling Chinitsu Toi Toi.
ポンですよ
yeah, it looks like M2 is going to fumble on Mon, so he's going in that direction. The problem with this is he's still missing the Mensu, because he'll have like 678, 678, 233, and then he needs to generate like a head or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, as for the other players, I think Kitten's close to Ishanten, but okay, she hits Ishanten and drops the Dora there. It's like a bit scary to drop that 9 Mon into Monzu Honitsu or Chinitsu, but she does it anyways.
I feel as though she could have done it earlier.
リーチ
If it looked, especially if you see the person to your right going for a flush hand, I would toss a Dora in that suit really early.
Yeah, that's true. Especially because when um, she sees M2 going for the Monzu Honitsu, there's a less likely chance that she'll be able to draw into the Dora and use it herself.
Yep.
Yeah, she makes a really aggressive move going for the Richi no Mi and just trying to like shut down the hands.
Oh, it is Richinomi, the West pair.
Right. Which I kind of like that idea actually. Especially given the players she's playing against.
Mm-hmm.
Both Ashuna and Amdo are pretty likely to just fold as soon as they hear the Richi button, unless their hands are like really good. The only real wild card is Alice, but if 3 6 months like pretty good weight, so even if he does fight into you, you might win the hand anyways.
It looks like Alice is now Ishan 10.
Yeah, he had Ishan-ten, and he has pretty
Doesn't
wide.
take it though.
Oh, because West is getting,
West is her wind,
yeah.
and there's none on the board, so valid. Draws the Oncon. I feel as though that those would have been safe to discard.
What would it be safe?
The 7 pins.
Relatively, yeah. You see 3 6-pin and all the 8-pin.
Mm-hmm.
私が甘か
1
ったせい
person
ですわ
tenpai. And the dealership moves on.
Yeah, so that was actually a really good play from Kitten. She won more points than she would have if she won, so
Yeah.
Shuna draws into a door there again, and it's on his dealership. It's sort of the east. Yeah, with the 8-pin, it looks like his fist gonna go full Menzen. Look to reach. And if Itsum was a monk on here, this would be big.
It could still be Pinfu with Ipeiko, but it doesn't look like it anymore.
Oh, like straight 7-pin draws?
Yeah.
That would
That'd be
really
god tier. I mean, even 7-pin, 5-pin draws would be great.
yeah, he gets rid of the 3-pin 2K for the 6-mon pair. I don't know how I feel about that.
Alice is Ishan 10 from possibly Pinfu, maybe just Richinomi, depending on if he can fill that Kanchan.
Yeah, actually, I don't know if Alice is the type to Riichi on 8-pin, if it's Nomi. Especially because if he draws into Dora, you can use it.
Yeah. And drawing the Dora would upgrade him to Pinfu as well.
Yeah, so
Riichi.
this
Oh, he did Riichi on the 8-pin Kanchan.
it looks like he's going for. Well, there's 1900 in the pot, and then
That's valid.
he just wants like the Riichi to scare off other people.
Now will Ashina push here?
There's a chance Ashina deals in with the 8-pin if he draws into like
A 5-pin? Yeah. I mean, if he draws another 5-pin or a 7-pin, he could still just drop the north pair, or sorry, south pair.
That's true.
More likely
but
if he draws a 5-pin than a 7-pin.
Right, if he draws the 5-pin, then he's probably going to get rid of the non. But if he draws 7-pin for 2-5, then it's looking like he'll deal in. There's only one 7-pin left. Oh, and
It looks like if Mduo Riichi's here, it's over. I don't think he will though. I think he'll throw the 9-pin.
do you think so?
Yeah, for Tanyao. Ishan 10.
It's possible.
Oh, no, never mind.
But-
ロン
Yeah, that's kind of a hard
ド
call.
ラ
Well, luckily for him, it's not very expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did a pretty good job playing around the Ricci, and he was able to make it to Tenpai, but unfortunately, the lost tile was the 8-pin. Oh, and Kinnan wasn't the door, which is actually huge.
ポンです
I'm going to shift to east position.
Okay.
This one? Okay.
Yeah, so it looks like Alice is just going for a quick hand to extend his lead. Get rid of the dealership. Yeah, Kinnan's really thinking about this, and it looks like she's trying for potential Hanitsu.
I think it's more of a Chanta, and if the Hatsu comes out, yeah, Chanta.
Oh, that was a Chanta call? Interesting.
There's a Chanta call.
So then what would you do if you draw into like
Bonus.
5?
The what?
If you drew into 5 mon with Kitten's hand.
Oh, the 5 mon?
Yeah, because what I see is a Mongon if you draw, like, create another Metsu in Mansu, and then you can pawn the Hatsu.
Hmm.
But this works as well, Chantadoro. Alice is at a really weird decision point.
It's either drop the north or drop the 1-2. Chooses the 1-2.
Yeah, I think the 1-2 is better, because it's easier to call
I think
the
the
north.
1-2 pin here would be
Get the
the
Dora.
safe ones to drop.
Yeah, and the 1-mon is going to drop from Alice's hand for sure. So
Mhm.
Kitten hits Senpai.
Tenpai for Kitten.
Yeah, her hand looks so much like Manzu Hanitsu, but
It does, because there's no Manzu in her discard pile.
yeah, and all her calls are Manzu, so her hand actually looks really scary. Is she gonna pawn this for?
That wouldn't be smart because the 1-sos are dead.
Oh, you're right.
M-Duo draws the Oncon of 9 pin. 6 pin is recently... okay.
Yeah, Ashina gets Sumo. Doesn't flip any Ura, so just 27. Kitten has an amazing starting hand, and she decides to call the A.
I feel as though that's really what Kitten does. If she sees a Yaku high pair, she'll call it.
She'll go for it.
Yeah.
She loses a bit of value, but her hand could also turn to all it needs to, so like.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I think there's some players that would go for like Chitoy or Ikuto there, that's their value out, but Honeysu looks good to me.
Mm-hmm. It could also turn into a Toy Toy.
Yeah, Ashina called that Haku from super far away, so it's gonna be interesting to see how he plays his hand.
He might be trying to keep pace with Kitten.
Yeah, but now it's hard for him to drop Sozu and the Jihai as well. Kitten decides not to draw to achieve a 6, so that's interesting. Just like preserving the shapes in her hand. When Alice draws into the non-Anko, or sorry, the Anko of the West, and drops the Tuso.
Looks like he's Ishan 10 for Ichinomi.
Yeah. I'm a little surprised he didn't keep the 6-mon, but I guess because the 5-mon and the 4-mon really pull it up. He didn't think he could get such a good. And now Kitten feels really bad because there's no 1-star 2-so left, pretty much.
Okay.
But
Kitten's Tenpai for 7-so Kanchan. Which just came out, so it might come out again.
Just drop from Ashina.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll come out of M-Duo.
In M-Duo, if he draws a 4-pin, he might draw the 7-so to wait on the 9-mon.
He might.
Ashina draws another 7-so but decides to keep it.
Yeah, I don't think Ashina's playing this hand anymore. I think it's just going to fail. Oh, she can upgrade her weight here to
3, 4, 7-so.
Oh, and M could steal it in. That was really aggressive.
で本一
I guess the thought process there is like seven so pulsed earlier, and then
Yeah.
it's easier to draw into like the non Onitsu suit, obviously, if he needs to hit Tenpai for his Chitoi.
Mm-hmm.
So he made a aggressive move there. Kitten has like a really fast hand, but it's hard to get value unless she goes for Chitoi or something. And Alice's hand is looking like another Sumanko chance.
Yeah, it does. 2 Shanten.
So you have 1 5 pin, 1 9 mon, 1 6 mon, or 2 6 mon, and then 1 non.
If you draw a 5-mon, would you drop the 9 so for Chitoi?
I would probably drop 7 pin, and if I draw into like the Dora Donkey, then I'd wait for Chitoi. Because yeah, you can use the Yakuhai stop as well, which is like what it
ポンです
he gets Tenpai. Man, I was actually thinking about keeping the 9 pin there as a Sanshoku, but
Yeah. I really like Ashiuna's Junshan. Ishanten.
感謝します
Also, what's it called?
oh, he
Sanchoku?
flipped 2 Dora. That's disgusting.
It's pretty disgusting.
It doesn't look like 5 pin will drop from Duo's hand. Actually, might just have to drop it. Formon isn't really what he wants. 9 so is Chompai, but
感
he
します
throws it anyways. Oh, and what's the
And
fat
there's Tenpai, yeah.
here? There's so many Dora indicators.
Yeah. Too tempting not to reach you.
Yeah, and 3 6 pin looks pretty good. Is Alice going to change his weight here? I think 4 pin's safer, yeah.
Yeah.
But the weight doesn't give him.
Oh, Sumo. Really unfortunate didn't hit any Condora.
Oh no, that was Sumonomi, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was kind of sad for Ashina that he didn't win his Jinchan, but at the same time, diffusing like 2 really big hands is
Yeah.
it's more than enough. These hands look like pretty meh. Mduo's probably going for Chitotsu again. Ashina's probably going to try call for like Tanya just to wrench on. Oh, he draws into another Dora, so suddenly he's found his value.
Mm-hmm.
And his shapes are getting better. They're still kind of lacking. Mduo decides against Cheetah again. I guess this time because he has potential to like draw to the Dora around the torso, and then he has like the good Sun Minchan shape, but come on Zu.
Mm-hmm.
Then Ashina Chi and I guess 5 so here? Yeah. So he's each on 10 for 58, and he can call like 7 so, 6 so, it's looking really good. 3 of the 4 3-pin are in the wall, and he draws into Ram in there. So that's looking really good for Ashina right now.
Mduo draws the Dora. So there's no more Dora in the wall.
And Kitten is really close to Tenpai, but
It's really awkward. It's Ishanten.
yeah, and the 6-9 so is Fury 10, so that's kind of awkward. So you want a good scare around the 6 so somehow, like a 5 so.
Mduo draws into Ishanten. And so does Alice. So everyone is Ishanten.
If you draws to Tenpai, it can
リー
reach
チです
here. Goes for it. It looks pretty good. Yeah, Kitten doesn't look like she's using 2 so, Ashina doesn't look like he's using 5 so. If he can convert on this and like flips an Iridor, then he actually has like decent chances going into all lost. Ashina's thinking about folding here because it's getting tight, but he decides to push the 6-mon at least.
Yukiden draws into Tenpai. Will she push the 6 though?
リーチにゃ
She does.
Yeah.
Alice might bail with the 6 or not.
Oh, Ashina drops into Tenpai, but he has to fight 2 people with the 7 so. Or 8 so. Yeah, he's giving this one a long and hard think.
I feel as though the 8 would be better. Because 2 people are in
そうで
Richie.
すわ
But it
計
doesn't
算
matter.
通りです
Yeah. Ashina pushed the 6 so and it went through,
ド
but
ラ
it's like Mdua manages to Tsuma with the 5 so. Now this is a pretty tight spot before. Mdua needs a Hanetsumo to overtake first place, just a Mongon-Tsuma to overtake Ashina. And then Kitten's dealer, so even though she's in 4th place right now, if she just wins a bunch of hands, she can make it all the way to 1st.
ポンですよ
Looks like Indo is going for either a quick hand to secure 3rd, or if he can draw into Yakuhai, then he'll be able to generate a Mongon. And if he Mongon directs Alice, actually, that would pump him all the way to 1st.
Yeah.
But he gives up on a Shosanga and Daisanga, so he might just be going for a quick hand and playing for the rest of the series.
Playing for 3rd place.
Yeah, because there's still 3 games to go, and like the scores are pretty close right now. It's
Mhm.
not like it's like a 50k lead or anything, so I guess he might have just accepted his fate. Ash Yuna definitely has enough to overtake Bliss if he Sumos.
There's the pair.
Yeah, it's still Ryan Shanten, but it's a good shape Ryan Shanten. M2 draws into. Okay, so now he does commit to Honitsu. And he has value potential in Ikitsukan. So he could potentially get a Mongo. Sheen is still Ryanshan. Falls into the Dora pair. So 6 months, 6 months.
Alice's hand is really awkward.
Yeah, at this point I might actually just fail that hand.
Ishanten.
So he did draw back into Ishan and he has Sanshaku.
リ
Oh,
ーチにゃ
Yukigen's Tenpai for Richi Pinfu.
are we gonna see a double wrong here? Possible.
We do have double Ron.
Alice is Tenpai and he pushes the 2 so. 3 so, there's 1 3 so left. And Rome pushes the Dora. 6 1 is hard to drop, but again, now
Ashuma's
it's
Tenpai.
5 so and Richi's and also okay.
But Yukigen Tsumo's.
リーチツモニャ
And
ンプ
flips
ド
Ura.
ラネコ
Okay, so the game got even closer.
Mm-hmm.
And there's barely anyone over 30,000. So Mongon Sumo for Ashina still. Mongon Direct for Mdoa still. Oh no, wait. If Mdoa wins the Mongon, then
Though the Honba, if he gets a Mongon, he's still first place.
okay. So if Mongon directs Alice, will be first. That's kind of what like Mdoa was trying to avoid when he was going for that quick hand, but then his hands started becoming Konitsu and he wanted the points. So
Looks like Mdo's hand is calling
hard to get it
Honitsu or Chinitsu again.
yeah, this looks like Shinitsu to me. And it's not even going to worry about the 8 pair. So he's going like 100% on 8 Hit him on the 5 so just going for the quickest hand.
Unfortunately, she is Mochi Mochi with for her Yaku.
Yeah. Alice has the other Yakai pair for the Haku. So it looks like her only hope is
Is
Tenpai right now.
Tenpai, yeah.
Meanwhile, Ashina has his Mongon Tensen either draws into the Dora and draws into Enduro, or he could also get 3 4 5 Sanshaku, 4 5 6.
It
Yeah,
looks
Alice
like
is also
Alice is also banking on the Haku.
Hmm.
Although if he draws another Pinzu that isn't a 4-pin, I feel as though the Honitsu push will be valid.
I think so. If he draws into 4-pin, do you think he'll cut 6-pin for 5-mon Ikitsukan?
Probably. That'd be the fastest.
Yeah, it's kind of scary to drop the Dora into Kitten, but it looks like he found another route.
Looks like M-Duo is Ishan 10 for Chinitsu. And gets Tenpai. Waiting on 5-mon, 8-mon. Which the 8-mons are in Ashima's hand, so there's only one 5-mon in the wall.
He has a lot of chances to upgrade his hand as well.
There's the 5-mon.
5-mon. So if Alice hits Tenpai, he's almost definitely dropping it.
Yeah. that looks like a Tempai hit.
Yeah.
If you drop the 8 mon, I think it's a 369.
Dude, it's hard to see from this perspective.
I think it's 3694 mon.
Yeah, it's 45556789369
地
And 1 mon.
Oh right, that's also connected. Oh,
Sumo.
but Alice,
Sumo.
ごめんなさいね
And gets to eat the Ikitsukan.
一通本一ドラに漫画
yes, that's actually a really strong start then for Alice. Manga's not enough to drop Kitten to third, so first place Alice, second Kitten, third Ashina, and then fourth Dude.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna BRB real quick. Okay, I'm back. What did you make of the lost game? I think there was some pretty like interesting movements in there.
I feel as though they're all playing the way that they normally play, which is good.
Yeah, I think so. It was like really unfortunate for M2 or FE there actually. Like he switched his weight from the bad weight to the good weight, and it turns out that the 5 mon, which there was only one of, got stuck in Alice's hand, and it ended up passing. So that's like really unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
I also think Hidden made like some pretty good plays there, especially in all lost when it looked like she was trailing pretty heavily, and she managed to come back
Mm-hmm.
with the 26 all. There were like a bunch of players pushing that round, but she managed to thread the needle and ended up soloing the 2-5 pin. Oh, you're screen is frozen for me on the Discord.
Is it? Oh, I had it. There we go.
Oh, okay. So we're starting in about 2.5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one thing I do think will be interesting is figuring out how the players are going to adjust to their point positions. I don't think I've seen Duo ever play in like extended Hanchan format, so if he gets like further behind this Hanchan, it's going to be rough for him going into game 3 and game 4.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, the way he'll adapt is going to be like very telling whether or not he'll be able to win the finals. Whereas I think like for Alice, that winning getting first in that Hanchan was basically like the best possible scenario for him.
Yeah.
Like a really aggressive player, so he's going to be bullying people with his lead and trying to extend it.
Okay.
Yeah, starting off looks like Emdo has a really quick hand already, Shanten. And he draws into a better shape, so he gets rid of the 5 sub, and he has a nice Shanten there. Ashina's hand is like kind of hard to pilot as a Dora. Alice already caught one, so it'll be interesting to see how he plays that out. Whether he goes for Chitoitsu, where he tries to use it as like a Dora head, or he just forgoes it altogether. And then if you're in duos, dude, like, would you call the Haku for that?
I might pass the first one. If the second one comes out, I would call it for Tenpai.
Yeah, you're looking for Richi here, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. Because there's 2 Dora out, you know that the opponent's hands probably aren't too expensive, so you have like a bit of leeway there. But Alice comes and 7 stows the new Dora. Now if Mdo declares Richi, he'll most likely have some form of value besides just the Nomi, because of the 2 eras.
Yeah.
Shiona has like a really weird Shanten, mostly because there's 3 8 mon out already, so the 6 7 mon shape is like kind of weak. Duo was thinking a bit there, but decides to throw the 4 pin, especially because you already threw one before. Like Tidden has like kind of awkward Shanten as well. She really wants to draw into 7, so but it's kind of hard. And it also kind of looks like Cheetah now with the 5 mon draw.
Yeah, with the 5th pair.
地
Yeah, that's kind of a hard decision to make. Cheetah might be the faster overall, especially given how little draws there. Mdu is also looking for down high since there are many draws left, and he doesn't want to take the no-tip penalty, but decides against it.
And then you kick and draws a 7, so that's unfortunate.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate timing. And if she drops 8 so here, she's gonna do
Done. 初ドラ
Alice has like another one of those maybe Solanko hand. Although it's just one Solanko right now. I think Kitten has a really good hand with the Dora usage and 357, providing good shapes. Alice draws into Ishanten already, so his shapes aren't like that great, but he can use the Dora and he's probably just going to instant reach whatever. Just give it the lead. Oh, and he draws into the Dora. If you're in Alice's position, would you keep the 7 so? Or would you do what he did and go for the Champon?
The Shanpon?
Right, so his choices there are like
Keep the
he can-
7,
so
pen
Nexo,
7.
or he can, yeah.
I don't really like the pen 7, so.
So you don't care about like Amduo and Hidden throwing really nice so?
Wait, who are we talking about?
For Alice's hand when he threw the 8 so 9 so.
Mm-hmm.
I was that like some people think that because Duo and Kitten they threw early 9 so
Oh,
then
okay. So they're
so
not
like
using.
more likely to be in the wall.
Yes. I think the
So I
usage
think,
of the
like-
door is a little better, though.
Right. I was thinking you could maybe throw like 9 pin or 2 mon there.
Mm.
But just in terms of shapes, yeah, the throwing the headshot is better.
Oops. Let's go there.
And now Mduo has like a pretty decent Ishanten with the 3.5 pin.
You wouldn't push for Chinitsu here?
Oh, looks like that's what he's going for. It's a bit hard to get Chinitsu here. You need to like on the 1 pin and then use 8889 pin as your head once Mitsu, I think.
Mm-hmm.
リーチです
But yeah, given how late in the round it is, I was thinking straight reach is better, but at the same time, he does want points. This also makes sense. And the 9-pin looks kind of safe from Mduo's perspective, so it might actually be
Because all the 8
dangerous.
pins, you can see all the 8 pins.
Right, but it's also Shanghai, so it's like suspicious.
Mm-hmm.
Don
There it is. Will he flip around?
Beach
Nope.
ドラ
So 2 quick hands for Alice, and they have off to a pretty good start. And second place Kitten is getting hammered.
Yeah.
So she has like a decent chance with this hand.
3 pairs and 1 Dora. One of the pairs being Yakuhai Dora, or Yakuhai pair.
Mm-hmm. Ashina has a pair of the Dora, but the rest of his hand is kind of tight, so I guess 79 sounds like a good possibility. He has 2 really good draws, and now he's looking in like really good shape.
Who, Ashima?
Mm-hmm. So this is a weird spot where like
I think I
7
would
mod
draw the
is easier
7,
to
draw the
call
7, 9. Yeah.
The problem is like calling is only 3,900.
Mm-hmm.
You really want like a long one here with this type of hand.
There's the Ipeiko.
It didn't drops the door really. That's kind of interesting. And then now she has to get the last 3, so she knows it.
Before anyone drops or anyone else draws it.
リーチです
Let's see.
Oh no.
What's the weight? 1 4-mon?
Yeah. So
The 1-mons are all used. And there's 3 4-mons left in the wall.
oh, but Ashina hit Senpai and he didn't reach. But he gets a vote for that. What do you think about not declaring Richie there?
Staying Dama?
Yeah, because it is 7/7 Dama, which is like already huge. But if you Richie, you get a guaranteed Hanuman Sumo,
Yeah.
and then also potential Hanuman on the Ron with the Guru flip.
I think I would retreat just because there were no potential upgrades. Other than
Right.
maybe drawing a Dora, which wouldn't really be an upgrade because you lose Pinfu.
Yeah. And there was only one Dora.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if he drew into the last one, it would have saved him. So
Ashima has a nice, is that Ranchanten for Tanya out 2 Dora?
yeah, looks like Ryan Shanten to me. So the shapes are quite good.
Mm-hmm. Alice is now Ishanten for Richi no Mi.
Yep. Oh, he's gonna keep the chin as the safe tile and doesn't elect to go wide with the 4-pin.
I kind of like that. Now
Oh,
Ricci with a safe
there's-
tile, or do you just draw? Okay.
Yeah, there's
That's
only
fair.
1/7 left from his point of view. Just both of the knights are out. And he can also get Iki, although it's hard because he needs the last one, so
I mean, he can also just draw a Manzu and make a San Menchan, or sorry, a
yeah,
Pinfu
around
that way.
like 3 money. So he pivots around the 4 pin with the knights, so it manages to avoid a deal in, so that was pretty well played.
What's the weight? 2, 3, 6 pin.
Yep, and 2 pin
2
is
pin
on.
is yeah.
2 pin doesn't look like he'll drop from Ashi in his hand, although it might if he draws into tempo. Okay, never mind. So now Alice
Dama.
is
That's fair.
but it's Kuri hand.
Okay, it looks like everyone's tempai, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah. I was going to say there's 2 8-pin left in the wall, so Ashina
Oh,
had
there
decent
is, yeah.
chance for his long gun, but Kitsuma's. She would have liked the 2-pin, obviously, but we'll take those. Okay, with Kitten's hand here, would you pawn the Jin?
What's her score? Third?
Yeah, third right now. Oh, and that's a crazy good hand.
Yeah, that's really nice. One tile away from Sanshoku. It's unfortunate. But it's still really good.
Mm-hmm. If he wins this, he has a very secure first place. But Kitten gets into Senpai. And Kitten's weight is also amazing.
Yeah. 3 Sagic weight. For these early Richis, the weights are really good. There's the Ipatsu.
Oh, damn. I guess M-Duo was hard pushing there with his hand, since he was a pretty good Lagrange on that. Unfortunately, deals into Kitten, and now the scores are really close. M-Duo kind of has to make something happen here, or he's going to potentially get 2 fourths in a row. But he draws into the Nanako, which is just what he needs. And if he gets Chata here, that would be huge.
Yeah. Across the table, Alice is already Ishan 10 with a Yaku as well.
Yeah, it's gonna be tight. If Alice wins this hand before M-Duo can complete his, then it's looking grim. But
Ashuna is also Ishan 10 for Tanya Pinfu.
yeah, M-Duo drew into another Dora, so he has a really good shot now. If he can pawn the 1-1 and then wins off 9-pin. That's 12,000 tempo. The 9-pin looks like it's going to drop everyone pretty much.
Okay, Alice draws into Tenpai, stays Dama.
Is Alice going to risk 5 mon?
I think he's going to bail with a force or 4-pin, yeah. Oh.
Oh, he Mawashi's around. Oh, and that sucks for him.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate.
And he gets hit by the Euro flip, so Ashina is off to a commanding lead going into South 3. And now everyone's about 10k apart each, so they all need one Bansumos for their placement upgrades.
Mm-hmm.
Kitten has potentially quick hand if she can draw into 3-pin. And that Alice also has the East Onko, so playing Wenzen, you should be able to hit a quick tempo. Kitten draws into the 7 Onko, and she elects to keep the 8-pin around even though there's 2 out already. So just prioritizing the shape over anything else.
Yeah.
So when she sees the third 8-pin, that could not feel good.
Ashiyuna is Ishan 10 for Sanshoku.
So in this situation, if you drew into Tenpai as Kitten and you didn't have like the 5-pin envelope, but you're waiting on like the lost 8-pin,
Mm-hmm.
would you Arichi?
No. I mean, if I drew a 7-pin, I would, or a 6-pin,
Right.
but I would not Richi on an 8-pin Kanchan with 3 of the weights out.
Fair enough.
Ashiyuna is Tenpai for Sanshoku only on a west weight. 2 of the west. Oh, there.
Oh.
That's a snipe.
Yeah, that's to feel really bad if you're Rune. The West looks like super safe from his perspective, and there's no way he couldn't know that Ashina was a Tenpai either. That's really big going into South 4. Alice has a really quick hand and potential to claw his way back to 2nd place.
Which would keep him competitive.
She could have might get her Hanuman Sumo if she draws into another Dora. And she has a lot of outs for Hanuman here. She has like Sanshoku, another Dora, Uradora. If you draw into 2-pin with Kitten, would you reach for just the Pinfu Dora?
The 2-pin?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I think she's going for.
I think I would drop this, or not Richi, but stay Dama.
Okay, it's like waiting for upgrades, but if Alice declares Richi, for example, you'll just take 2nd place.
Mm-hmm.
Reach です。
Oh, that 3-pin from Kitten is like really scary now. Especially because it's Suji.
Yeah.
If she draws into 4-pin, she'll be safe, but. If she draws into 4-pin, she might also get baited by Sanshoku. Oh,
No.
there.
Reach ドラ
And the 3-pin was the Ura. That's really unfortunate. She's still hanging on to second place, but only by a bit.
Mm-hmm.
How many dragons do you need in your hand until you think to yourself like Dice Songen, Triple Songen?
It really depends on how I feel. Sometimes just having a pair and the 2 is good. Sometimes I don't do it unless I have 2 pairs and the third as just a tile.
It definitely depends on the rest of the hand as well. Alice made his way back to Yishanten without sacrificing the 4 pin, so it's looking pretty good for him actually.
Yeah, if he draws a 3 pin, that'd be really nice.
There's still 2 4 pin in the wall though, so Kitten still has a lot of chances to draw into her weight.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Alice knows he can't really afford to bail here.
Yeah.
1 second is so close. Ponza, and which weight is he going to take?
5 pin.
5.
I mean, there are 2 3 pins out.
Right.
And 1 5 pin out.
Oh, and 4 pin duo. He was really close to his chance. And Kitten secures second place. Okay. So we get second for Kitten, first, third for Ashiyuna, first, third for Alice, and fourth for Duo.
Mm-hmm.
It's looking like a 3-man race right now, but there's still 2 games to be played, so who knows?
Okay, it looks like they're ready for the next game. Okay, so the next game has started. So we have about 5 minutes before their next game starts, or until we can see it.
Yep. I'm getting a little bit worried for Duo. I think some of the plays he made that game were maybe aggressive because he thought like he has to make something happen.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, maybe they were calculated and like he thought this is like my best way to win. I'm not sure.
Let's see if we can get the... the next game scored. So it looks like Alice is in first place with 29.3 points. Oliver is close behind with 29 points, so only 300 points away from Alice. Kitten is in third with 19.4, and M Duo is in fourth with negative 77.7 points. So it is really close.
Is stuck for me again.
Oh, it's because I have it minimized. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I think, can you pull up the points on the stream?
Give me 1 second. So here is the scores as of right now. This is Allison first, Ash in second, Kitten in third, and M Duo in fourth.
Yeah, so pretty tight overall for first, second, third are all. They're basically like in striking distance of each other, and then M Duo is gonna have to make something really big happen.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't this happen to Tiger at that one time? I think you guys were all bullying him. It was with you, Point, Ashina, and Tiger.
Yes, and then in the last game, Ash had a ginormous game and threw us all over into the water.
Yeah, but hopefully M Duo can make it happen. I want to see some close games, so ready for it. I also think he definitely has what it takes to like get 2 firsts.
Mm-hmm.
And as for the other players, I think this is probably like Kitten's best shot. Since she's more of like a variance type of player, where she either does like really well or really poorly, she might just like win these two next games like very handily and take the finals.
Yeah. Let's show hands.
It's like Ashina and Kitten both have some really good starting hands, and Alice has the combo of the 9 pin. That's decent shapes.
Mm-hmm.
Kitten's calls and goes for a quick Ponyo hand. I kind of like that. I think her shapes were a little bit too weak to be used as Menzen, but filling up that 7 so is going to be tough since Ashina just drew into a knockup.
Duo has a nice Chanta looking hand, maybe with 2 Yakuhai. I feel as though the only way to get ahead with the point situation is to stay closed, though. So I don't know if he'll be able to pull the east and the north.
And Ashina hits Tenpai with 2 Dora on 5 soul weight.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like Mdoa decides he can't wait any longer. He has to go for something.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna take Tenpai with the Kanzumon. Do you think Mdoa would throw the 5 soul if he draws into it?
Interesting. With the Forso being there, I feel as though he might. I feel as though he would drop the 5 so, maybe tunneling for staying Tenpai.
Yeah, I guess at that point he probably decided like if he loses his hand, then he has really bad odds of winning the tournament, so he's gonna try pushing everything.
Yeah.
But he managed to defuse Ashina's hand, and now he draws into a nice Sun Manchan. And if he can draw into it, he'll have a really good shot at a Mongon.
Mm-hmm.
For Alice's hand, do you think he would call the chin pair? Since if he calls it, then he won't have a head. Looks like he was thinking about it, but decides better of it.
Calling the tune?
Yeah.
Especially with no pair, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how much faster it makes your hand, and you lose the potential to Ichi, so probably a good call. Now is he Shantan? M-Duo has potential for 3, 4, 5 Sanshoku. It's very faint, but it's there. And then also just regular Menton pin.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Ashina's hand hasn't progressed at all since I last looked at it. That was interesting. I think, would you discard 1 so there or 9 so there for Ashina's hand?
I mean, either way, you're not gonna get Pinfu. So I
Right.
think 9 so was better for me. Keeping the 7 so pair a little isolated from everything else.
Makes sense. He throws away the Shaw pair and it's holding onto the chin.
Is that Tenpai? No, it's not.
And a still Ishantan. Yeah, but it's a very wide Ishantan.
Yeah,
so
and there's
Tenpai seems to
possibility
come.
of the Sanshoku if you draw 3 pin.
If Alice hits Senpai, I don't think Mdoa can hold this. He has 5 Mon safe for now and 2 Mon Suji.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Dora drops, but he doesn't take it. So he's going for as big as possible.
4-mon, 8-mon. That's
2 5 so
unfortunate.
deals in here. He can pivot around with 2-mon for now. Joe was thinking about calling there, but he decides against it.
のてんにゃ
I mean, even if he did call, he would still be Ishan 10 with 1 draw left.
Right. It would have been very hard to get back into Tenpai.
Mm-hmm.
Or into Tenpai.
Oh, Yukirin starts Ishan 10 with a really nice hand.
Yeah, that's kind of disgusting.
If she can draw the east, that'd be amazing.
If you draw into the east there, would you go for Sanako or just the 1-4 pin?
I think if she draws it early enough, I would drop Ricci with a 3-pin, hoping for a sumo with a San Anko. But if she doesn't draw it like soon, maybe just with the Rion men.
Yeah, because Ritsumo Sanako Yaku Yaku is a Hanemon, which is like really big. Although without Sanako, it's still a Mongon, so. Oh, this is hard. I guess she.
I think I would have
decides not
dropped
to
the
read there.
7-pin there. Not sure.
7-pin for 1-4 pin 1 pin. It's interesting. Decides to just take the safe Tenpai, so I can't disagree with that.
Yeah, I don't really like the opening of that hand.
Oh, Ashino drops the east. That's 26.
シュンタン
And she diffuses the Ricci, so that was well played by Kitten.
Mm-hmm.
Zenjo's Oyaban, and he has to make something happen here if he wants any shot at staying in this
Yeah.
finals. After this one, he only has 3 dealerships left, so and he has a really large deficit to recover from. Mdoa has a lot of like decent shapes, but he doesn't have any completed Metsu. So do you think going for Chitoi would be the play here?
Yes. I definitely think Chitoi is the play with Chitoi or Toy Toy. Especially with no.
Especially with the 3 Montoro. You could pair up
Both.
on it and get like your Hanemon that way. Oh, but Itsumo hears it and deals into. That is one fat hand.
Sanshoku.
I think that might have been a little overly ambitious by Mdoa.
Yeah.
So you can't expect to get into the Mongon there, so I don't blame him. Kitten draws into the Yakuhai pair the second, decides not to go for Hanitsu, so she's just looking for some quick points.
Across the table, Alice has a pretty disgusting hand. Although I don't think 5
Right,
pins.
Ishan for cheat toy already.
I don't think locking in the cheat toy is the play, though. I don't know.
You would have looked for Toy Suanko as well.
Yeah, with the 5 so drop.
Yeah, that's fair. Kitten hits Tempai waiting on 4 so here. I think without the 1 so drop,
And she
then
similars.
you could have looked for Shou Songen, which would have given a lot of value, but she ends up simoing anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at 39 isn't that bad. She got Tempane with Simo and the Banchan weight, so Tofu. All of Mjo's hands look like pretty decent, but he just isn't converting on any of them, which has to be really frustrating.
Yeah.
This time, if he draws into a Dora, he can have a really nice Menchan shape. Or he could ditch the 2-1 pin altogether and go for Tanya.
Mm-hmm. Ashina draws the 3 so locking in Ipeiko.
Yeah, the rest of his hand is a little bit awkward, but Ishanten is Ishanten.
Mm-hmm.
Ashina decides not to take Cheetan there, so he doesn't have enough confidence in the 6 to take Tempai, and he also wants a bigger hand. I respect. Rolls into the 8th pin, so he can improve on that shape if he throws the ramp on. Or he can lock in
Tanya?
Tanya, yeah, which he looks to do.
リーチです
And then Alice reaches on the con 5-1, but his weight is dead.
Yeah, it's all in people's hands.
Didn't pawn the 6 for Tempai, but decides better. Or decides against it.
She'd have to drop the norths, which would drop her down a Shanten.
Or she could drop the 4 pin 5 pin.
And take
Oh,
Tempai.
she doesn't take it either. Looks like neither Mduo or Ashina is going to be able to make it to Tempai at this rate.
I mean, Ashina has 2 draws left and he's Ishanten. Yeah, he's not making Tempai. Wait, he could still make Tempai.
Yeah.
If
Oh, he
4
could
pin
make one
drops
here.
here,
4-pin drops and cheese it.
Chi.
So our front runners all hit Tempai, and Duo bleeds even more points. That has to suck. Is that a show sushi?
ポンです
I'm
That
seeing?
does look like a show sushi chance, which is disgusting. But the Souths are in people's hands. All of them.
Yeah. So if Alice is on the south and Kitten decides to hold on to it
Until she's Tempai.
that's like the yeah, that's the only way it can happen, I think. Oh, Mdua
Duo
draws
has a
into a
really
Dora
good
pair.
hand here.
Oh, and he had potential 2-3-4 Sunshoku, but looks for 3-4-5 instead. Interesting.
I think it's because the 1 Mon is in his discard pile.
Right, the Fairy Ten.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Kitten's hand is progressing, but she still needs to draw into one more Metsu and one of her Jihai. Yeah, do I kind of call for Tempai? He does.
No, he doesn't.
Oh, interesting. So he is really paranoid about
He's
the
trying to
torso.
bank on both the South and the Haku, it looks like.
Right. That way, is there a way you can get Haimon from that? Oh, he draws into
But draws it
Sanshoku.
the Sanshoku.
Oh, this is really bad for Kitten.
I mean, if she pawns this, she has a chance for Chinitsu, but she deals in.
Right, I think the South deals in here. Yeah.
So there's a Mongon. Or almost Mongon.
Suddenly things are really close again.
Yeah. Everyone's below 30k again.
And this is a really tense South too. And Duo has another good shot at Mongon here, so if he can complete this, he has a really good chance of getting first.
Mm-hmm. But I think if he wants a chance at the championship, he would need to make sure that Kitten is second place. And Alice and Ash are both below.
Even that 100-point difference could be crucial,
Yeah.
especially coming from fourth place. Mdua keeps the ones looking for maybe Itsu.
I mean, it puts him in Ishan 10 for. But there's a better Ishan 10 there. I think drop the 3-mon here.
Oh, so he's looking pretty heavily for Itsu here.
But I think dropping the 3-mon would keep both Itsu and Pinfu Tanyo.
Yeah, I agree with that one. Going into the one-so pair is really sad. I think he wants to just Sumagiri.
Or Karagiri. And then
Meanwhile,
Kiden is Tenpai for Sanshoku Dora. And Shitsuma's it.
Okay, that is actually pretty big. Even if it's just 2,700 for going into all lost.
Is it all last? No, it's South 3.
Oh, and Mdua is just going straight for Honitsu Chinitsu. He knows he needs points.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, it would be interesting to see what Kiden does with her 2-2-3 pin shape, since the one pin did get called. It looks like she confirms it anyways. So going for that Pentor pin.
Mm-hmm.
Falls into the west pair now.
Now she can
Two,
drop the
three.
2-3 pin again.
I think so, yeah. But she decides for 7 pin first.
I mean, it looks like she might be pushing for Honitsu.
I think so.
If she calls here, it's going to be Honitsu.
Yeah, so that Forzo discard from earlier is a little sad, but she still has the tools to make it happen. Alice looks like he's gonna chief for Tempa here. He does. Putting the 2 on. Now he's waiting on 1-4, so.
Which doesn't look too bad. There it
No.
is.
Yeah, it drops straight out of Ashina's hand.
No.
So another wrench on and the game gets tighter. Alice has another chance for a quick hand here, especially with the Haku pawn. Would you think about Toy Toy here if you're in Alice's position, or just take the 1500?
I would try to keep it open. Although now it's just take the Haku only.
No.
Yeah. So, like, for example, if 5 pin dropped there, you wouldn't think about
I would
punting it.
pawn it, but I like Toy Toy, so.
Fair enough. And with that, he inches into second place and is eyeing down
His
Yu
high pie
Kiden.
is pretty disgusting. It's Ryan Shanten.
Yup, looks like it. With potential 2-3-4 and other
Mm-hmm.
nice draws. Deep
Draws
Pico
into
works as well.
yeah. Would you confirm, or would you try for keep the 6 so there, drop the 3 mon?
I think I would prefer Daniel, yeah. But some people like the 1-4 mod weight, so I think Alice is one of those players. One 4-1 is probably easier to win on, but if you're trying to
Then
force
1-4
then
so?
you're guaranteed Tanya. So
Hmm. There's a Tenpai. Con 5 mon.
yep,
And
I'm 5
they're
mod
all
for
in
this.
the hands.
Hmm.
They're all pretty locked up in hands too.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to draw. It's unfortunate for him to but he might be able to eat like a template out of this.
Kicking is now Tenpai. Will she take it? I think
Oh, she's not
Dame
Tenpai
and this
yet.
would be fine.
Oh, and she
Oh,
dropped
she
the
draws the
5
5
mod.
mon.
リーチ3色同順
Yeah, that makes
them pretty much
super
even. And it puts Mduo in first place.
right. Although he's going to need a bigger first place if he wants a better shot at
Yeah.
taking it in the last Hanchan.
Mm-hmm.
So he definitely can't afford to rest easy. He wants as many Ranchan as possible. Obviously, he still needs to secure his first place as well. But it looks like he has a really good shot with this hand.
If the tune comes out, would you call it?
Oh, that's a hard one. I would want
pretty
to
much
like pivot to
guarantees like a
something.
Ranchan. This is actually really good.
Yeah, he made it into Tenpai before having to think about pawning the chin.
But also, like,
What?
the 9 mon is very likely to come out.
I think both the 9-mon and the chin are very likely to come out.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because he threw the Shao Toisu for his Tenpai. So it's like pretty unlikely that he's waiting on a pair here.
There it is.
ロンですわごめん遊ばせリーチ
I'm a little surprised that came out of Kitten's hand because she had 6-mon to work with as well. But
Yeah.
I guess she just thought she had potential for Tanya. Wanted to go as big as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't think 9-mon would deal in. And now Mdo has a hand that might have some value, especially if you can draw into a Dora. Potential for a Mongon, that would be huge.
Ashiyuna has some really nice shapes with the San Menchan and a Ryanmen with a Dora.
If the 4-pin drops here, would you call it with Mdo's hand?
No. I think I would wait for my hand to progress a little bit more before calling.
Yeah, the problem is it's the
Now I
door
would.
indicator, so
Now
it's
I
hard
would.
to come back.
Although he has a potential for Sanshoku. So I don't know if I would call the 3-5 pin or the 5-6 pin.
I see.
Doesn't look like there are any 4 pins left though.
Yeah, there goes all of them. And Alice hits Tempai. Ashiyuna. The risky thing for Ashiyuna is if he fights into this and deals in, he risks getting fourth place, which would be really bad. Well, but he draws into the Anko here, and
his hand is looking very disgusting.
draws into Tempai there. Which weight is he going to take? 6-9 months for E10, so it has to be 1-4-3-6-1, right?
I think dropping the 1 is but you're for E10.
You're free 10 on like all your weights is the problem here.
Yeah.
It's a really precarious situation.
I think dropping the 1 mon would be best. If you're gonna continue, because you have dropping the 7 instead. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, no. This is a wider weight.
Drops, but he can't win off it.
I don't think reaching there was the best. I think dominating and waiting for a better a Tanya weight that isn't for E10, or any weight that isn't for E10 would be better. Especially because now he has a chance for dropping to last.
I think he really wants first place.
He's
banking it all on this.
Now if he can just win this hand, he would be first, I think.
3 draws left. Oh, and Mdua gets it on the high take. Alright, looks like this game isn't over yet. If you're in Kitten's position here, would you go for a quick hand just to win the 1000 and secure second?
I'm sorry, what'd you say? If I were Kitten?
If you're right, because she only needs 1000 to overtake Ashiyuno now, and Alice dropped into 4th place.
I think winning any hand would put her in first place overall. So I think just going for a 1000-point hand would be fine.
Right. But if she wins like a Magatsumo, then she gets first place. She gets the first place bonus.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a hard decision.
I don't like keeping the 6-mon there for Kitten. Especially with one of them being in her discard pile. Although it does put her in a pretty decent Ishanten.
How's Mdo going to play around this? Because he cuts the 9-pin first and then fights with the 8-pin. Oh, an 8-mon drops Alice, so Ashina is going to take first. Or second.
Second, yeah.
Which means Ashina is going to slide into first place overall.
Mm-hmm.
Right, I'm gonna BRB real quick.
Okay. Let me score the game.
Okay, hopefully this works. Okay, the bot should be good now. I don't know why Mahjong still kicked my bot out of commission, but it should be good now. Yeah, because it didn't pick up that hanchan, so you have to enter it into the system manually.
And let's just end the game. Okay, so scores are updated. And there are the scores.
Yep, so we have a pretty tight race going into the finals.
Yeah.
Ashina has a decent lead, but it's nothing insurmountable.
I think the top 3 all have a chance. Cassandra and Simon, we just need to place 2 above Oliver. If Oliver gets a 3rd and Cassandra gets a 1st, Cassandra would probably be able to get 1st place.
Right, same with Simon and Oliver. So it's about 2 placement differences, and then Rue needs to put Oliver into 4th place, get 1st place, and then win like by 30k point margin over the other players, which is definitely doable.
Yeah. Let me start them up on their last game. Okay, so they're started, so in 5 minutes we'll be able to see it.
Alright. I was a bit worried for Mdue at the start of that hanchan, but he managed to pull it together with that really nice Sanshoku.
Yeah.
And then a well played Oyabon. So he has like decent odds going into this finals. It's definitely not the favorite, but we might be able to see a miracle happen. And both Hidden and Alice know that their top priority is just getting 1st place, and then after that they'll worry about pushing Ashuna down. So if Ashiyuno wins, this is going to be his second PML finals since we've started online. And then for the other three, I think it's going to be their first time winning a PML finals. So yeah, just 60 seconds before we get into the last game.
Mm-hmm.
Given how the other games have gone, I'm feeling a nail biter. We'll see. If you're in Ashina's position, do you think you'd do anything differently or just try to play as normal?
Probably just as normal, maybe a little bit more defensive.
More defensive than usual, just so you avoid dealing directly into Kitten or Alice.
Yes.
Yeah, like dealing into a long hunter would be really bad, but you can't afford to let go of the aggression either and have them catch up that way.
I think also playing for placement, aiming for second place or a high third place would be decent as well.
Yeah, if he gets second place is basically secured.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be a good condition. It looks like we're into it.
Yep.
Alright, the last Hanchan. Kitten has a pretty good hand to start off the round. M2 also has one completed Metsu and then Dora. And Alice has the Hatsu Totsu that he can use to call open for a quick aggressive hand.
Kicken has a
now
chance
Kitten
for
draws in.
has a chance for Sanshoku. And draws
Gets
a,
the Tumon.
yeah. If she can draw another 4 pin, that'd be awesome.
Oh, M Duo's head is really good shape. He's Shanten, but he might have to let go of the Dora. And Kitten draws into the 4 pin.
And there's the 7 pin.
Oh, the 7 pin is very likely to drop, considering how good his shape is. Ready to drop 6 mon first. So I guess Mdo is mainly looking to push if he can draw into the Dora Waitsu. Or he might push with this, actually.
And another 7 pin. I think pushing the Dora here is for Ricci. Probably,
Yeah. I agree, because he sees all the 6 mon out,
Mm-hmm.
and the 7 mon to 6 mon drop, it's very unlikely that Hidden is waiting on Dora there. If he drops 7 pin instead, and that has to hurt.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, even though it does look very safe, it is the Dora after all, so I guess Kitten could have been waiting on it.
And Kitten starts with a nice hand with 2 Mensu and a pair. And draws.
So if Kitten gets first place and Ashina gets second with these current points, that would be 27. swing, which wouldn't be enough. So she definitely wants more points.
Well, with this point spread, Ashiuna is actually in third place because we don't do second place tiebreaker.
Oh, right. So third place would be enough. But yeah, with them all gone, Kida made things really close between her and Ashiuna.
Mm-hmm. If M-Duo can draw a 5-pin or a 5-so, he has a good chance of getting Chinitsu, but unfortunately he would deal in.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah, this looks like a deal in.
That's unfortunate.
So that Longdon for Ashiuna is huge, because now
Yeah.
both, it's very unlikely that he drops into fourth place because M-Duo is doing so badly, and then, because second place is a lot more likely now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really up to Alice to try to match Ashiuna, and then if he can get up ahead of him, then both Kitten and Alice have a good shot. But right now it's looking like Ashiuna. Alice had a chance to cheat that 4-pin for
Yeah, and then possibly, and then drop the 8-mon to secure.
Right, to secure Tanya out there.
Yeah.
But it looks like he's going for a big hand because he knows he needs value to get first place.
Mm-hmm.
Ashino widens his Ishanten a little bit. And he gets Pinfu on top of that so he doesn't have to reach if he doesn't want to.
If Alice can draw back that 3-so, he beat Ishanten for Sanshoku. Oh, but he's discarded 2 of them. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's looking unlikely. And actually, not directly, because for the pay, not taking any risks whatsoever. Alice doesn't want to, but he probably has to take Tenpai here. Yeah.
Drop the 2-mon. Oh, 3-pin.
Drops 5-pin because it's safe for M duo, I guess.
Oh.
ロンですわごめん遊ばせ
Oh.
Choo.
Well, that's kind of like a little jab. It doesn't really hurt.
Yeah.
And it adds more rounds, so more chances for Kid and Alice to get Mongons. Not the worst outcome. Do you like seeing Kitten's hands like when there's a lot of G high like that?
I mean, when she has pairs, she'll always call them, especially if they're Yaku high pairs. So I don't
Right.
especially like seeing them, especially because like the rest of her hand usually looks nice.
But in this case, she has like a pretty easy Mongon out because
Yeah.
she plays the Dora. Ashiyuna hits Ishanten and he can call anything.
Yeah.
It's looking really bad. Kitten has like a really strong Mongon chance, but
Do you think M Duo should have dropped the 8-9 so instead of the possibility for Dora?
that one's hard because he knows that Kitten's going for Pinsu Honitsu,
Mm-hmm.
so he probably thinks that it's easier to win
Oh,
this
okay.
way. And he draws into the 7th spell, which means I guess
3-sided
that's
weight.
correct.
リーチです
Alice's hand looks pretty unfortunate. If he wants to get Tenpai, he would have to
ロンですわごめん
Kitten
遊ば
throws
せ
one, so
リーチピンフイーペーコ
I know that beggars can't be choosers, but at the same time, as M Duo, you really don't want Ashiyuna's first place.
Mm-hmm.
And he has a disgusting hand. This might be the hand that seals the deal. If he can win this Mongon, it's looking very likely that he'll be able to get first or second, and the other people would need really big wins in their Oyabon to win.
Ashiuma's hand is disgusting. Oh my gosh. And there's already
Yeah.
overflow for his Honitsu.
Is he going to chi this for the 39 or go bigger?
I think he can go huge. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's hard
Takes
to toss
the
up the
369,
369.
yeah. There it goes.
Yeah, and now as both Alice and Kitten, it's kind of hard to assume that Ashina is going to drop to 3rd place. So you need to play like really. You just need a really big first at this point, I guess. But it's still East 3, and both Alice and Kitten have oil bomb left, so anything could happen.
Hashira draws into Tenpai, but it's a Yakuless Tenpai.
Yeah, the 3-pin doesn't look that great either, so
Yeah.
given his lead, it's probably a wise choice to just stay
Mhm.
Dama.
Even if he draws the 5-pin, I think staying Dama would be best.
Yeah, I think so.
Chi.
Alice realizes he has to speed up for Tenpai.
リーチにゃ
Kitten declares Ricci, waiting on 2-5 so, although she doesn't have anything besides Pinfu. Alice really doesn't want to fold, but I guess the 9-mon is that scary, considering it's close to the door and all.
Mhm.
And he can still make Tenpai if he draws into 5-8-mon. Which he does.
But it's Yakuless. I think dropping the 9 here is fine. Now that it's no longer Ipatsu turn.
And he makes
Tenpai.
it back to Tenpai.
But Furry 10.
But for his wrench hunt, I think he has to risk it. Yeah,
Yeah.
he does.
The 3 so drop.
3 so is safe and it gets rid of his Fairy 10. So
Mhm. Oh.
Oh, and he gets the Tsumo.
ごめんなさいね
That's pretty big.
タイヤをドラ
Oh, and M Duo was Tenpai for Chitoi Dora Dora. It's unfortunate.
That's unfortunate. M2 is just gonna have to put some really big hands in his lost dealership.
Mhm.
Preferably like the Rex.
Baimon level or more.
Yeah, or just a lot of dealer Mongons. It's gonna be rough.
ポンです
Yeah, this is a pretty good start. He has Sunshine potential, or just reads him up in for Dora for the Mongon.
Mhm.
That early one so is a little unfortunate, but you can draw back into it.
Yeah, it's actually not that bad. You can also just draw a 2 so and use it as your pair drop upgrade to Tanyo.
Right. Yeah, if you draw like 2 so 4-pin, 2-pin, that would be really nice.
That
Oh,
looks like a Tenpai.
Ashiyuna's hand is so quick. And the East is definitely gonna come out of Alice's hand.
Yeah.
So if you're in Ashiyuna's position, the only way you can really lose is if you deal into some like big hands.
Mhm.
So how would you go about playing your oil bond?
I would just let it pass naturally.
Okay.
The
so
first
like
dealership at least.
if you get into like Pinfu, Tenpai or something, you would just stay Dama.
I would stay Dama.
if it goes to like Ryukyoku, then you would just all no 10.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. Yeah, with the lead he has right now, it's not in any danger of falling into third at all.
Mm-hmm.
And
But
as long
still
as he
go
keeps
for a
like
hand,
healthy
so that if
second,
someone else looks dangerous, you can just win the hand and wrench on. Right?
yeah, you can disarm their hand. Looks like Kiden's just gonna scrap for anything she can get. Make sure that Ashuna can't win any more points, and then go for it on her way up.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so there's no way Kiden can give up this Oyabon.
Yeah.
And she starts by throwing Fedora.
Potential for Sanshoku.
That's what I was thinking with Sanshoku.
She dropped the 6, so you can also go for... Yeah.
And this is one of those hands where like I really don't want to call. But she goes for it anyways. I don't know, in those type of situations, would you go for like the all or nothing Suanko play, or do you think calling is better?
I think I would go for Suwanko a little bit longer. But if there's no progress by maybe 4th draw of 2nd row, I would settle for something else.
Yeah, you need to get Senpai because you need to wrench on, but if you get Suanko, like your odds of winning go up astronomically, so that's definitely like a fine balance in finals games that you don't get in other formats because you need first.
There's Tenpai with 1 8-pin left. Meanwhile, M Duo is Ishan 10 from Tanyao Sanshok, or sorry, Tanyao Pinfu. And we're going to need to shift twice to get to Sanshoku.
Yeah, it's hard to say what to do in Mdua's position because he would like to make the hand as big as possible, but he still has a
Con here.
Yeah, I like that con. Forces Ashina to fold or think twice about pushing at least.
Although if Ashina draws the 6-pin, I don't see why he... Or... Yeah, if he draws a 6-pin now, he'll take the Tenpai.
Yeah, he'll take Tenpai for sure. It's kind of weird because it's 3-10. But...
Is it? Oh yeah, the 9-so. Okay,
Mdua goes for his Richi.
2-5-so. With only 3 remaining in the wall?
So 3 versus 1, which means odds are not good for Kiden. And if her oil bond drops, then she doesn't have much of a chance.
Well, she draws it.
And that's actually a really big
同
hand,
ドラ猫
since she flipped the Dora.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, things are looking a lot better already, both for
On this
Kitten and
hand.
Alice,
Yeah.
because there's potential that Ashina actually drops into third now.
Ishan time for Kitten.
If she draws into 7 that'll be huge.
Yeah.
There's 2 left in the wall. Also, Ashina's 7 mon could actually be really dangerous if he
Yeah.
doesn't get rid of it early.
Mm-hmm. I actually think a pen 7 Ricci would be really good.
Yeah, I concur. Or you could draw into the Dora Toitsu.
Yeah.
That works too. Oh, that's interesting. She wasn't looking for a Cheetoy, I guess. Confirms the 3 mon.
I think she's looking for a Pinfu. Maybe she didn't see the Cheetoy.
Either way, she gets into Tenpai with Pen 3 mon, and
Unfortunately, deals into
Deals-
a Cheetoy.
チートイ
yeah, that's hard for Alice. Because he would really like Kitten to be ahead of Ashina, but at the
Mhm.
same time, if he lets Kitten get too far away, then chasing will be even harder. In any case, really good result from Ashina, because
Is
he
this
didn't have
Tenpai?
many safe tiles.
No, it's not. It's Ishan 10. Everyone has nice hands. Except
Yeah,
for
I think
maybe Mduo.
Ashina is the fastest though.
Yeah.
Already Ishanten is really wide.
There's Tenpai. Of course you don't. Ricci.
Yep. 2 5 so don't look like no drop yet, but
The 5 mon looks really bad in Mduo's hand.
yeah, that could drop at any moment actually.
Oh, but he draws it.
So it looks like it's all up to Alice.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Starts with a Dora Toitsu.
so if Ashina manages to pass this round, then I think both Kitten and Alice need Yakuman,
Yeah.
since they need to make up 400 points. The Uma swing is only 15 for first place and second place, so they'd need another 25. It has to be like Yakuman or Sanpaimon potential. Oh, Alice has a
Suwanko
potential for a
chance.
Yakuman though.
Mm-hmm.
With this hand though, there's no way Ashina is going to drop the Dora. This hand's too bad to risk it.
Yeah.
Let's see, 1/9/1 wall, 1/2 so wall.
ポンです。
Alice goes for the pawn. It's understandable. Dora Dora.
It looks like M Duo's trying for a Kokushi. So if M Duo draws the Dora, it's not coming out.
Yeah, which is really unfortunate. That con from Kitten means the 2 so drops, and now 8-pin and Dora.
Is this
So if M Duo
either
draws
Mangan or
into 8,
Hanuman, right?
sorry?
It's either Mangan or Hanuman.
Kanshimasu.
Con here. You were saying?
Oh, M Duo might drop the 8-pin if he draws into it, just because he's going for Kokushi.
Yeah. Although it looks like he's bailing now.
Yeah, it looks like he folded. Ashina should have enough safe tiles that the 8-pin never comes out of his hand, but we'll see.
It looks like Kitten might be trying for a Suanko.
Yeah, I think so. That's her best bet.
Okay, now there's only one winning tile remaining for Alice.
But if he draws into the Dora, that's gonna be huge.
Yeah. That would put, if he draws it, that would put him in first place in this Hantron.
2 draws left, so like a 20% chance. At the very least, he's going to wrench on, so it's not like the game is over yet. And he doesn't get it.
Tenpai です。
Oof. Alice's high price starts off kind of meh, and Ashina has the non-Toitsu that he can call with.
Yeah. Now he has, Alice has 4 pairs, so could possibly push for a...
Yeah, either
Chitoi.
Chitoi or calling open with Baku. It's hard.
ポンです。
I think you have to call that West.
Yeah, it looks like he's going for Baku here. And Ashina drops it, so now he has a really good shot of a wrench.
Will you drop 7 so, 8 so, 3 mon, or 4 mon? 3 mon? I think that's good because 7, 8 so is off to the side. 9 so is more likely to come out.
Should be easier to call the 7 so and the 9 so.
And now Ash's Tenpai waiting con 4 mon.
Is he going to switch
Changes
to
to
Tonki? He
Tonki
does.
5 mon.
Oh, Mdoa has so many Dora in his hand, but it's kind of too little too late.
Yeah. If If only Ashina had chosen the 3 Montanki.
Yeah, what a scrub.
リーチです。それ、カンですわ。
Oh my gosh.
Oh, and it's the 5 mon.
Oh my gosh.
Alright. That was pretty funny. Amdua cons the Dora and then draws Ashina's winning title. And it looks like we're in almost. Both Kitten and Alice need Yakuman, and their heads look nothing like Yakuman heads. So I think it's pretty safe to say that Ashina takes it.
Unless some sort of miracle happens.
Yeah, but I don't think Alice is even trying. I think it's just going for first place.
Oops.
And Ashina's just gonna play it nice and safe, keeping safe tiles for both Kitten and Alice.
Mm-hmm.
It's really sad when like the closest thing Kitten has to the Yakuman is like Juren, but even then the 2-1 pin are out, so she can't make that.
Do you take this?
Ash, you definitely don't take this. Yeah. There's no Agari Yame, so you wouldn't be able to end the round.
That's fair. Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, you can't declare no 10 reach. Nah, even this you don't take. You just want to play it as safe as possible.
I think dropping the south, then the 3 Hatsus is what's going to happen.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, it's pretty much confirmed that both Alice and Kitten aren't going for Okushi.
Mm-hmm.
So the only way you could lose is like if Hatsu deals into Suwako Taki or something, but it's so unlikely. Well, Alice may as well declare reach. Decides against it. Yeah, and the 3 Hatsu is gonna take Alice or Ashina to the finish line.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like he is our PML champion for this season.
点にゃ。
Congratulations to him. I think that was a pretty well played finals.
Yep.
Overall, definitely a well played all Lost Hotchan as well. Things were a little scary when Kiden won that initial 12,000 points, but he managed to stay in it, not deal into any hands, and comes out first place.
Okay, and then we have end results. Hold on one sec. Oh, I have to update it. And there's the end results. Oliver once again crushes dreams.
Yeah, crushing the opposition. Mdua had a decent look in the third Hanshan, but apart from that, he didn't really have any chances.
Mm-hmm.
And then Alice and Kiden kept it close, but they weren't able to get it in the end.
Yeah.
I think Ashuna getting second place in the third Hanshan was really big. It gave him like a decent bit of buffer to work with in the last Hanshan, and then he really played it well. So props to him.
Do we want to interview Ash?
I mean, if he wants to.
It looks like he's not, or let's see. Ash interview.
Hello. Congratulations on winning PML Mahjong Seoul Coronia League Fall 2020.
Thank you.
Pachi.
Clap, 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 clap.
So I guess we can go over like your thoughts for each Hanshan. In the first Hanshan, I noticed the first hand you won, you Dhama'd the Pinpu hand and then Sumo 2700. But was there a reason for not declaring Richi for that Pinpu Tanyao hand?
I think the tile I discarded to actually get to 10 pi, I wasn't actually expecting that to pass. I think that was probably a mistake. I should have just reached it anyways, and even if it doesn't pass, I still get to keep my stick anyways. But I think that first Hanchan, I feel like I had opportunities to get value, but I didn't take them.
Right. For me, it seemed like you were playing a little bit too safe in the first Hanchan, and I was worried going into the other Hanchan, especially after you got third that Hanchan, that you might end up like fizzling out. But in the second Hanchan, you're able to get first place and you evened up the playing field. What were kind of your thoughts going into the second Hanchan after getting third on the first?
I think the third and the first Hanchan didn't worry me too much. It was not that big of a third. I think with getting the solid first place in the second Hanchan put me in a pretty good spot going through the rest of the tournament. I think I realized I needed to play a little bit more aggressively and just get the points where I could.
And you managed to make a bunch of like valuable hands in the second Hanchan that pocketed you to first place. And then in the third Hanchan, M Duo was making a little bit of a comeback, even though he had gotten 2 fourths in the first and second Hanchan. Were you worried about that at all, or were you just more focusing on Kiden and Alice's scores?
I was really worried because going into South 4, everybody was like within less than 1,000 points of each other pretty much. So anybody dealing in would make a huge difference in the standings.
Yeah, but you managed to clutch it out without a sick 8-7-8 mon wait, winning on the 8 mon Kanchan. And then going into South 4, or sorry, the fourth Kanchan, you had about, I want to say like 300 points leeway over the other players. So what was your strategy going into the last Kanchan?
Pretty much just avoid getting fourth as much as possible. I think I was pretty worried because the very first hand of that Hanchan was a dealer Mongon, which put Kitten pretty far up there, and it was pretty threatening to me. But I was able to quickly bring that back with Mongon via.
Yeah, right after Kitten won her amazing dealer Mongons like Sanshoku, Tanya, you're able to win a Mongon off of Mdua again, I think, putting you in a pretty good position to get first or second. And from there, I guess it was just holding on to your lead.
Pretty much. I don't think I did anything very risky at all during after that hand. Pretty much. I think there was one. I did one Richi that got me an Ipatsu, which further cemented the lead. But overall, I played very, very carefully after that.
Yeah, and that showed, what was your thoughts in South 4? Because I saw you hit like Tempai a bunch of times, and the Richi button coming up, especially with Tudora, must have been like super tempting, but you were able to play cool.
I just feel really bad because those kinds of hands you don't get very often. But in this situation, you just have to fold them. And I kept trying to fold, and it just kept giving me 10
Right. It was so
I was,
weird
I
'cause
was almost worried that like even if I tried to fold with Hatsu at the end, it would like give me Chitoi on the last draw or something, and then I had to figure out some other discard.
that would have been
But
hilarious.
luckily it didn't happen.
If I was in your position, I was like, I would be paranoid that Hatsu would deal into like Swank and Monkey or something, but yeah, you managed to pull through. No one else could build their Yakumon hands in time. The round ended. So congratulations on winning again.
Yeah, congrats.
Thank you.
Yeah, I guess Queenie, do you have any questions?
No.
Fair enough.
You pretty much covered everything.
All right, and then this is your second PML online championship win. Going into the next season, are you going to be looking for your three-peat?
Consecutive, so
Not consecutive, my bad. But you'll be looking for your third crown, right?
yeah, I think I'll be giving it the best shot I can.
All right, so everyone out there, we have to do our best to make sure that Ashina doesn't get his third crown. I want to see some new winners, so best of luck to everyone playing in the league. I think we can call it here.
Okay.